Hi, my name is Jacob Hopper, and today I will be informing y'all on concussions in American football. So throughout American football history, even with the technology we have today, concussions still pose a problem to football players' safety. So I would like to start by a quote by Dr. Bennett Omalu. He stated, "Sometimes it may take weeks, months, years, decades, sometimes up to 40 years later, and you will now begin to manifest your symptoms like mood disorders, major depression, suicidal attempts, suicide, loss of intelligence. You begin to lose your learned behavior." So many Americans love football. It's what many people like to watch on Saturdays and Sundays. I've been playing football since I was 5 years old, and I currently play here at South Alabama. So I'm going to give y'all statistics and evidence on how concussions pose a problem and how helmets are also changing and for the better. So a disease commonly found in football players and anybody who takes repeated blows to the head is CTE. It was discovered by Dr. Bennett Omalu, which I gave the quote about. It's a brain disease which eats away at the brain. It's caused by tau protein, which kills brain cells. It's also found in Alzheimer's patients. So CTE isn't diagnosable until the person is dead and they perform an autopsy. So there's no way of them knowing you have this. It's untreatable and undiagnosable until after you die. So people that have it just have to live with it until they die. According to Psychology Today, after 3 or more concussions, you are at a greater risk to develop any cognitive disorders. So personally, I've seen many people take brain shots like concussions and still continue to play. And I've seen guys in Pee Wee play throughout their high school career over and over getting damage to their head. So helmets have improved greatly over the years, but there's still so much more that we could do. So a study done by Virginia Tech showed that 2 popular helmets of high school players are the lowest in preventing concussions. So this is an issue because so many players love these helmets and yet they're horrible at keeping people from getting these injuries. So also a disease known as second impact syndrome. It is when you receive one concussion and then don't wait and you receive another concussion, and this leads to around 50% of people who get it dying and 100% of people who get it have irreparable brain defects. So money is being spent in order to advance helmet technology. In 2016, the NFL spent $40 million over the next 5 years in order to improve brain trauma. If you see a picture of helmets used 20 years ago compared to what it is now, they're completely 2 different ballparks. So in conclusion, I have informed y'all on how concussions play such an impact on football players and how football technology has came such a long way. So finally, I would like to leave you with a quote by Eric Dickerson. He said, "You're supposed to be tough. You're supposed to play through the pain. You're not supposed to cry. We are taught that early on in the game as kids. Tough sport, brutal sport. It's like the Gladiator. People want to see big hits. They wind up on SportsCenter, and as a player, you don't want to admit you're injured." So as a player, I've personally seen this, and coaches say rub some dirt on it. But sometimes you get to a point where you actually need medical help. Thank you. I'm Jacob Bobber.